Yes.
So I'm sure we've all fought a battle or a war, every now and then, every other day. Obviously not as extreme as Andrew, but we all have our little fights within our schoolwork or, our housework or just, walking down the street. So today, I want to talk to you guys how I read this quote by the Untouchables that says that you can get further with a kind word and a gun than you can get with just a kind word. So pretty much I understood it as in order to get what you want or become successful, you have to work hard and just push hard at it. So I want to give you guys 3 examples of how I interpret this. One, I think, coming from a big family, especially if you're Mexican, if you're out there, you have a lot of siblings and cousins and all kinds of relatives. And then there's also in sports, there's obviously a lot of competition, and there's a lot of maybe even envy between your teammates. So that's with the sport. And then another one is school-related activities or just your regular school work day. And to begin this out, I want to tell you how, being the smallest of my 6 sibling family, I had to struggle a lot to get noticed or just even get a little respected within my siblings, especially because there was a lot of boys and just me and my oldest sister, but there's a big difference there. So, just being little, I'm sure you guys can all understand how even if you didn't have siblings, you have cousins who maybe they bully you or they just, make you feel less in some reason. Well, in order for you guys to gain that respect that you guys want or something, you guys have to work hard and you guys have to show them that you guys are good and you guys can actually fight for what you want. So that's how being in a family, you have to work hard. And another example is how in sports. Being in high school, I played volleyball, so I know a lot about the competition and just having to work hard to achieve greatness. And even just within the team, it was girls. So you can imagine how there's, the so-called cat fights within girls. Girls, we always argue and we never agree with everything. We can disagree with a lot of things. So just being within the sports, we have a lot of competition. Not only within us, we also had to approach the opposite team with, of course, the right attitude, but we also, you always have that, I'm going to get you, or whatever, that attitude. So within sports, you guys have to compete in order to become successful. And the third example is school. Obviously, you guys have to come to school. You guys, unfortunately, some of us don't want to come early in the morning at 8 o'clock classes. But thankfully, we have this at 1 o'clock. I don't know how we all would be able to do the speeches. So basically, in school you have to come, attend class, work hard, and obviously study, especially for the midterms or finals, in order to get the A or even B or maybe just a passing grade that you want. So, you have to work hard and, just basically be successful. So today I talked to you guys about how working hard gets you the greatness you want or deserve. And I just hope that by, reinforcing this cliche that we need to work hard in order to be successful, I hope you guys will put more impact into your work and become great. Thanks.
Very inspirational. There you go. Yeah.
All right, Cecy, the attention device attempts to establish some commonality with the audience. I couldn't really tell what the relationship to the topic was. When you talked about what the topic was, that was okay. Your interpretation of the quote is all right. It's got a little loose, but it works. The preview was fine. It was actually one of the clearest parts of the introduction. On the content, your first point I thought was okay. The examples were a little bit vague. The second point, I thought they were a little bit more specific. On presentation issues, I think you could project your voice just a little bit more, but you have very good variety in your voice. There's a lot of inflection and tone, and it's quite animated when you're speaking. Your gestures, sometimes you have your hands in the pockets. That looks a little awkward. You do have some good indicators, and there were a couple of nice descriptive gestures while you were speaking, so Try and focus more on that. When you watch it back, you're going to see that sometimes the gestures, though, are nervous gestures instead of purposeful gestures. Facial expressions, you look very animated and involved. You're talking to us for the most part. Body movement, watch your feet, because you're going to see yourself. You rock on your feet, you shift your weight on your feet, you cross your ankles. You do it. That's where all of your anxiety seems to be coming out, kind of in the way you shake your arms and in your feet. That'll be the thing that you'll want to have a little bit more control over. You've got a nice exit line. You could use a little bit more of a summary. All right, thank you.